All right, continuing our conversation about education. So on the personal side, we were talking about, it's totally within your control to increase your personal education. Okay, so how is that possible? Well, let's look at what the masters are doing versus the masses, right? I like to do this because you can model them. You don't necessarily copy them, but you can model your life after what the masters are doing so you can make sure that you're not among the masses who lose out when there's big changes, okay? So the masters, right? Some of the most highly successful people, you look at business leaders, just successful individuals, they read a lot. So they read on average 60 books a year. The average American reads less than 1 book a year, which is why the masses are in this other group, right? And the masters, they figured it out. They're constantly consuming good content from good thought leaders on a variety of topics that they can aggregate in their minds to help position themselves in a better spot, okay? So that's totally within your control. You might say, well, hey, I read slow. There's no way I could read a book a week. Find ways to hack it, right? Take a course on speed reading, listen to audiobooks on like 1.5 speed or 2x speed, right? I promise you, if you do an honest assessment of your day, you'll find that there's at least an hour, if not 2 whole hours every day that you're just driving or doing dishes or chores or something that you don't necessarily need your brain all the way engaged, that you could just pop in an audiobook and keep studying, right? Just be committed to be that student. So you're like, well, what do we study? Well, study finance, study economies, study so just really great content from thought leaders that are going to help position your family in a great spot, okay? Now, on the business side, so if you're a business owner or an executive, what does this concept of education, how does it apply? Why does it matter? Okay, so, I mean, you've heard it said before in business that you should surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, right? We've heard that so much. It's thrown around all over the place. But that saying is true. Okay, but that saying is only halfway true because you also need to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, but they need a leader. They need someone to inspire them, give them direction, manage them. They need someone to help them resolve conflict and remove barriers so that, and then ultimately you need to get out of their way at times so that they can innovate and create and just help the business keep evolving, because a business that is not innovating and evolving, it dies. And you know that, but you need to not just be thinking on a scale of like you versus your immediate competitor, but on the global scale. How does this work if all your assumptions that you've currently made get thrown out the window with something like a global pandemic or a changing world order, right? You need to look outside of just your immediate competition and look on a broader global scale. And so that takes more from you as a leader to lean into your role as someone who's constantly learning themselves, right? You're reading a lot. You're joining like different mastermind groups, and you're listening to some of the great minds. And so, like, you can join one of our mastermind groups. You can, you can take our master class, different things like that. Reading good books, all that kind of stuff. You really also need to invest in the education of your people, right? I get it. Some people don't they think that there's a poor ROI on education, but ultimately, if you're a business owner or an executive, have a program in place to let your people get educated. Because if you don't, they're going to leave for a company that does invest in their education, and ultimately the company that they go to is also attracting other people like them that are high performers, and they're going to win and you're going to lose. Okay, so again, I'm just sharing these thoughts to help you position yourself among the masses that are crushing it and that thrive and that are ready for really anything. They're anti-fragile, versus the masses who are not, who ultimately suffer and lose when there's a big change. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. That's why education matters, and that's how it adds, factors into the changing world order. Again, it's the precursor. A decline in education is a decline in a country's ability to maintain its status in the world order. But you can control that. You can control your own personal life, your own personal education. You can also control, you have this influence over your business if you're a business owner. So awesome, go crush it.